Hey, welcome to the channel. Today we are photographing and documenting Detroit's Flower Day at the Eastern Market. This video was recorded chronologically the day after my previous flower vlog, but this one's a little different because last time I had Big Dom with me and this time I have Mike. Now, if you're behind on the lore, I can't blame you, so I'll explain who Mike is real fast. So I recreated one of Mike's photos after finding it on Reddit and realizing I had the same kind of film and I lived pretty close to the bridge that was being photographed. After I got those photos back, I made a little edit and I posted it online, and Mike reached out to me after talking a little bit. Here we are. I found this photo a few weeks ago on Reddit. It's in Detroit and it's actually somewhere I've been already. I decided to recreate this photo. These are just a few of the photos I took along the way of the bridge and the city in the fog, and then this is the final comparison. So anyways, we were meeting up at the flower festival.
Mike.
What's up, man?
How you doing?
Good. Nice to see you.
You too.
After meeting each other, we got straight to shooting. He also gave me a roll of film.
Oh, and there you go.
Oh, dude, I appreciate it.
No worries.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
By the way, for those of you who think that I am the authority on all things film and film photography settings, here are my settings for the day. Now, keep in mind we were jumping in and out of these pretty big shaded buildings, so these are just my settings from outside. Always meter up and down a little bit so I can kind of see, you know, what kind of range do I have with shutter speed and aperture.
Due to a lapse of judgment, I've got some 800 in here.
Hey, that should be good though, just in case you get some insight.
Yeah. Shooting at f11.
The first shot of the day was not bad at all. It's always pretty easy when they don't even know you're there.
Dude's just hanging out. For real.
It was a pretty aggressive start, and I think it paid off. We discussed a little bit of the ethics of street photography.
If I'm ever challenged, I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm just doing pictures for the event, bro. Like,
Yeah.
they hired me. Chill out.
Exactly. I say the
But
same
if
thing.
they don't like me, it's like, oh. I mean, if they do like me, you know, it's like kind of a bummer because they want pictures all of a sudden.
Until, of course, we found a cool truck. And these photos are pretty cool too. I do wish the lady with the tree was a little better exposed, but it was a snapshot, so it's okay. Here's a glimpse at how busy it was getting underneath the sheds, by the way. This shot is alright. I do wish it was head-on, but I was a little bit afraid of just the old lady, I guess. Entering the main shed, which is shaped like an X or a T, depending on how you're looking at it, I spotted this little scene going on. I think this shot is my second favorite shot of people from the day. Exploring further, we found some vegetables for sale, and just hanging out around the booth, I took a few pictures. Then we went back into another building and took some more pictures. I love this one. So, remember that roll of Color Plus that Mike gave me at the start of the video? We went up to the parking garage, and I tossed that right in. I didn't realize until after the shoot, but that film actually expired in September of 2023. So I guess technically that was my first time shooting expired film. Although it was kept in a freezer up until like 3 days before the shoot. So
Dude,
there's that.
we should have come here first. We should have. Literally should have come here first. It's going crazy.
This is about where my GoPro died, unfortunately. From the top of the garage, we took several photos. This one of the 3 women carrying their flowers through the market is definitely my favorite. This is probably my favorite people shot from the day. Hey, what's up? We're back in the Eastern Market again today for the actual flower festival. Yesterday when I was here with Dom, it was just kind of like hanging out and pre-gaming. Today, it's a lot busier. We've been up in this parking structure for a bit, taking pictures of the crowd. I think things are going pretty well. How are you feeling?
Great. There's a lot of people here. Not really sure where to start because there's so many people here. If you want to get a look-see, right now we're kind of just chilling out in the parking garage, getting a cool down, and then we're going to go back, start shooting again.
Leaving the garage, we made our way back down to street level and took a couple of photos on the way. Down in the vintage alley, I took a couple of these photos that really reminded me of 2018 VSCO. If any of you know what that means, kind of like when VSCO was, never mind. On the way out, I snapped these photos of a really confused looking shopper. When we were walking past him, I wanted to get a photo head on, but I was too afraid of like what his reaction would be, especially in such a close space. So I didn't take a picture until after he passed us. The lighting was excellent. It came out so well. And then he turned and faced us, and with the most confused expression on his face, got another picture taken of himself. We explored a little bit further, so we were walking away from the market towards the DeQuinder Cut, which is a collection of buildings that used to be abandoned, but they actually just turned it into like a bicycle path and then surrounded the whole thing by like this really thick chain link fence. Anyways, took a couple pictures there. This leads me to my third roll of film that I shot. That was Kodak Pro Image 100. As you can see, it has a much warmer palette than the other films I was shooting. It was warmer in a more subtle way, maybe less in the shadows, I don't know. It was a bit difficult to get my metering right going in and out of the buildings, and especially with a 100 ISO film after being used to 400 and 800 all weekend, but most of these images are still technically usable, and I would say they did a good job at what we set out to do, which was documenting the day. This is Carly, by the way. She was very kind and let us take several photos of her and as she was working. Here's one last wide shot of the shed. All right. So after I helped Mike find his way back to wherever he parked his car, I had a little bit of a hike to get back to my car, and I pulled out my digital camera and just shot a few pictures here and there. Alright guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you enjoyed even just the smallest part of it, please drop a like, maybe a comment. A sub would be really nice too. You can check me out on Instagram and TikTok as well.